Welcome, Madridistas, to the place where our passion for Real Madrid never takes a break, never sleeps, and never fades, not even for a single second. Today, we're about to dive deep into a story that goes far beyond the usual rumors, the superficial gossip, or the fleeting news items that often circulate during transfer windows. This is a story that could truly shape the future of our beloved club, a story that could mark a turning point in our pursuit of greatness on both domestic and international stages. But before we embark on this exciting journey together, I have a small favor to ask. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and turn on that notification bell. You don't want to miss a single moment, because what we are about to explore is going to keep you glued to your screen from the very first word to the very last. Today, we are not merely discussing a fleeting rumor or an idle speculation. We are talking about something that has the potential to be transformative, something that reflects the vision, strategy, and ambition of a club that has always aimed higher than anyone else. Real Madrid's interest in Javi Guerra, the young midfielder from Valencia whose extraordinary talent, tactical intelligence, and mature approach to the game have already captured the attention of fans, pundits, and experts across Spain. This is not a hasty or impulsive move. This is a carefully calculated plan, a deliberate strategy by a club that has always sought to secure the brightest talents for both the present and the future. Madridistas, I want you to imagine for a moment what it truly means for Real Madrid to set its sights on a player like Javi Guerra. Think about the significance of a club that is constantly scanning the football world for emerging talent, identifying a player who, despite his youth, displays a combination of technical brilliance, tactical intelligence, and personal character that is rare for someone of his age. This is a player who reads the game with a precision usually reserved for seasoned veterans. He knows when to accelerate the pace of the game, when to slow it down, when to take calculated risks, and when to shield the ball with a composure that defies his years. Javi Guerra is not just another name added to the long list of promising young talents in Spanish football. He is a midfielder of extraordinary quality, someone who blends creativity, vision, and tactical discipline into a single cohesive package. His ability to link defense and attack, to orchestrate movements across the field, and to deliver passes that split defensive lines makes him an invaluable asset for any team. But more than his technical ability, what sets him apart is his mental strength, his determination, and his fierce competitive hunger, qualities that are perfectly aligned with the essence of Real Madrid. He is the kind of player who thrives under pressure, who embraces responsibility, and who understands, deep down, what it means to wear the white shirt. Internal reports from the club highlight several key attributes that make Javi Guerra a player perfectly suited for Real Madrid. First, his character. He possesses a winning mentality, an unyielding determination, and the mental resilience required to perform on the biggest stages of European football. He is the type of player who does not shy away from history, from pressure, or from expectation. Second, his footballing intelligence. His ability to read the game, anticipate movements, and make split-second decisions allows him to maintain control even in the most chaotic of situations. Third, his hunger for growth. At his age, he not only has the potential to make an immediate impact but also the capacity to develop into a cornerstone of the team for years to come. Imagine the possibilities. Javi Guerra arriving at Santiago Bernabéu, integrating into a squad of world-class stars, and immediately adding depth, creativity, and versatility to the midfield. Picture the combination plays, the precision passing, the ability to control the tempo of matches, and the defensive balance he can provide. Now consider the long-term implications. A young player who can grow alongside the team, absorb the club's philosophy, and eventually become one of its leaders on the field. This is exactly the type of strategic acquisition that has defined Real Madrid for decades, a perfect blend of vision, foresight, and footballing intelligence. What makes this potential signing even more compelling is the way it reflects Real Madrid's approach to building for both the present and the future. The club has always been defined by its ambition, by its relentless pursuit of excellence, and by its ability to identify and nurture talent before anyone else sees it. Javi Guerra embodies these principles perfectly. He has already demonstrated a maturity, a tactical awareness, and a leadership quality that sets him apart from his peers. He is comfortable under pressure, fearless in the face of high-stakes matches, and always willing to shoulder responsibility for the team's performance. Madridistas, we must also consider the broader footballing context. Spanish football is brimming with young talent, yet very few possess the combination of skills, intelligence, and temperament that Javi Guerra brings to the table. In a league that produces exceptional players year after year, Real Madrid's ability to spot and secure a player like him reflects the club's unmatched scouting network, strategic planning, and dedication to remaining at the pinnacle of world football. This is not just a recruitment. This is an investment in the future, a move that reinforces the club's identity and strengthens its foundation for years to come. And let's not forget the cultural and emotional impact. Real Madrid is more than a club. It is a symbol, an institution, and a way of life for millions of fans worldwide. Every player who wears the white jersey carries the responsibility of upholding that legacy, and every addition to the squad sends a message about the club's ambitions and philosophy. Javi Guerra's potential arrival is not only a footballing statement but also an affirmation of the club's unwavering commitment to excellence, innovation, and leadership. It is a reminder that Real Madrid does not settle, that it constantly seeks to push boundaries, and that it never stops striving for greatness. As Madridistas, we have learned to recognize the significance of such moments. From historic signings that transformed the club's destiny to tactical innovations that redefined our style of play, we know that the right acquisition can spark a chain reaction that elevates the entire team. Javi Guerra represents one of those rare opportunities. A player who brings immediate value, long-term potential, and the intangible qualities that define champions. His vision, composure, intelligence, and hunger for success make him a perfect fit for the white shirt, and the excitement surrounding his possible move is a reflection of the hope, pride, and anticipation that fuels every Madridista's heart. So, prepare yourselves, because the next few weeks could be defining. The story of Javi Guerra and Real Madrid may soon begin, and we will witness firsthand how a young midfielder, with extraordinary talent and character, steps onto one of football's biggest stages and begins to write his chapter in the history of our legendary club. This is not just news. This is history in the making. And as always, Madridistas, our passion, our devotion, and our unbreakable love for Real Madrid ensure that we experience every twist, turn, and triumph together, with our hearts beating for the crest on the chest, for the colors we hold dear, and for the glory that awaits. Stay tuned, because this is only the beginning. The arrival of a player like Javi Guerra could define the next era of Real Madrid, a new chapter filled with brilliance, ambition, and unforgettable moments. And we, the fans, will be there, witnessing every step of the journey, celebrating every victory, and cherishing every display of talent that continues to make our club the greatest in the world. That, Madridistas, that is exactly what we need to continue building a winning project, one that does not merely aspire to triumph in the present, but is meticulously designed to ensure continuity, excellence, and leadership for years to come. Real Madrid is a club that operates with vision, precision, and a sense of purpose, and the latest developments regarding Javi Guerra exemplify this approach perfectly. The press close to Chamartin has reported that the club's management has been following his every move with the keen eye of a master strategist, analyzing his performances in La Liga, his behavior in high-pressure matches, his extraordinary ability to recover seemingly lost balls, and his skill in initiating plays that consistently lead to real goal-scoring opportunities. Every detail of his game has been dissected, every nuance observed, to understand not just what he does, but how he does it, and what potential he holds for the future of a club like Real Madrid. We are talking about a footballer who embodies everything modern football demands: relentless work ethic, boundless creativity, tactical intelligence, and innate talent. His presence on the pitch reflects the perfect fusion of physical endurance and cerebral awareness, a combination that is increasingly rare in today's game. But beyond his technical and physical qualities, what excites Madridistas the most is the anticipation that this news generates. We all know the Real Madrid does not make random decisions. When the club focuses its attention on a player, it is because it has identified something extraordinary, something that transcends immediate performance and holds the potential to become a historic presence in the annals of the club. As a lifelong Madridista, I cannot hide my excitement. There is a particular thrill that comes with the knowledge that we are on the verge of acquiring a player who could strengthen the very core of our team and mark an era. Javi Guerra's age is ideal for a long-term integration into our project. He has ample room to grow, learn, and evolve, to internalize the greatness of the Santiago Bernabéu, and return it in the form of unforgettable performances. Imagine, Madridistas, a European night at the Bernabéu, the crowd roaring with every movement, every decisive pass, every recovery, every clever maneuver, and this young midfielder orchestrating the game with the confidence and elegance of someone who seems destined to wear the white jersey. It is precisely these moments, intense, magical, and historic, that remind us why we are devoted to this club and why we continue to trust in its vision year after year. Naturally, there will be challenges along the way. Valencia, fully aware of the interest in their player, will undoubtedly make negotiations difficult, seeking to maximize their leverage. But Real Madrid possesses the experience, patience, and strategic acumen to transform even the most complex negotiations into success. This is not a matter of luck. It is the result of a precise, deliberate approach that has repeatedly converted obstacles into triumphs, from the transfer market to the decisive moments on the pitch. We are accustomed to witnessing our club transform the seemingly impossible into unforgettable victories, and there is no reason to believe that this scenario will be any different. What makes Javi Guerra even more fascinating is that he embodies many of the qualities we have always admired in the legends who have worn our colors: unwavering discipline, a winning mentality, tactical intelligence, elegance, and above all, an ambition that knows no limits. His playing style seamlessly combines creativity with responsibility, elegance with firmness, and courage with vision. Every action he takes reflects a deep understanding of the game, an anticipation of the opponent's moves, and a calculated decision-making process that turns potential moments into decisive contributions. His gaze is constantly forward-looking, always seeking self-improvement, never settling, driven by the desire to leave a lasting mark on the game and to etch his name alongside the greatest players in our history. Furthermore, Javi Guerra possesses a rare quality shared only by those destined to leave a legacy: the ability to inspire. His teammates are drawn to him not only because of his skill but because of his energy, commitment, and unrelenting hunger for victory. His presence on the field and in the locker room elevates the team, motivates younger players, and reinforces the philosophy of relentless pursuit of excellence that defines Real Madrid. He is the kind of player who refuses to be just another participant. He wants to influence, dominate, and contribute to the enduring success of the club. We can also appreciate his adaptability, which is crucial in modern football. Guerra's vision allows him to operate both as a deep-lying playmaker and as a more advanced orchestrator, capable of connecting defense to attack with precision and composure. In high-stakes matches, he has shown an exceptional ability to maintain focus and control, breaking down opposition strategies while simultaneously generating opportunities for his team. He is a multifaceted talent, someone who brings balance to the midfield while still possessing the creativity to unlock the most stubborn defenses. This duality, discipline paired with flair, is precisely what Madridistas crave: players who respect the team's structure while daring to make magic happen in the decisive moments. Historically, the great midfielders of Real Madrid have always combined technical skill with leadership. From legends like Zinedine Zidane, whose elegance and vision defined an era, to modern icons like Luka Modric, whose intelligence and poise have dictated countless victories, the club has consistently sought players who can control the tempo of a match while influencing the emotional and tactical dynamics of the game. Javi Guerra seems poised to follow in this lineage, bringing a new chapter to the story of our midfield dominance. He represents a perfect blend of tradition and innovation, a player who honors the club's legacy while bringing his unique style, energy, and vision to the team. In addition, his mental fortitude is remarkable. Football at the highest level is as much a psychological battle as a physical one, and Guerra has repeatedly demonstrated resilience, focus, and composure under pressure. He does not crumble when faced with adversity. Instead, he elevates his performance when the stakes are highest. This is the hallmark of players destined for greatness at Real Madrid, and it is precisely this quality that assures fans that he could thrive in the crucible of Bernabeu nights, Champions League clashes, and domestic finals alike. Madridistas, we are looking at more than just a player here. We are contemplating a cornerstone for the future, someone who can anchor the midfield, inspire teammates, and contribute decisively to victories that will define generations. Javi Guerra is not merely an addition to the squad, he is a statement of intent. His acquisition would signal that Real Madrid continues to prioritize vision, excellence, and strategic foresight, all while maintaining the relentless pursuit of glory that has made the club legendary. Every touch of the ball, every intercepted pass, every calculated sprint will serve as a reminder that we are witnessing the emergence of a player ready to embrace the weight of history and the expectations of millions of fans worldwide. In conclusion, Madridistas, this is the kind of news that ignites passion, fuels dreams, and reminds us why we remain devoted to this club. Javi Guerra is more than a prospect. He is a promise of the future, a symbol of ambition, skill, and resilience that aligns perfectly with the identity of Real Madrid. The thought of him donning the white jersey fills the imagination with visions of European nights, stunning goals, tactical mastery, and unforgettable performances that will resonate through the ages. This is not just a transfer, it is a continuation of a legacy, a reinforcement of our identity, and a beacon of hope for all of us who live and breathe the thrill, drama, and glory of Real Madrid. Madridistas, prepare yourselves for the excitement, for the anticipation, and for the joy of witnessing the possible arrival of a young talent capable of etching his name into the history books alongside the giants who have made this club immortal. The future is bright, the ambition is clear, and the legacy of Real Madrid marches forward, stronger than ever, with players like Javi Guerra ready to shape it. Rumors have been swirling, and all signs point to the fact that preliminary talks have already begun, and what's even more thrilling is that the interest isn't just speculation, it's real, genuine, and deeply serious. This revelation fills me with an immense sense of excitement because we are not talking about signing a player merely for the sake of adding a name to the roster or making a headline. No, this is about a deliberate, strategic, and visionary decision, investing in a footballer whose potential is extraordinary, a player who could become an indispensable cornerstone in the ongoing process of renewal that Real Madrid has been orchestrating with remarkable foresight and intelligence. Imagine a young talent, brimming with ambition, skill, and hunger for glory, joining the ranks of a club whose legacy, prestige, and expectations shape the lives of every player fortunate enough to wear its iconic white jersey. We are speaking about someone capable not only of contributing on the field with goals, assists, and defensive mastery, but also of embracing, embodying, and elevating the ethos, culture, and indomitable spirit that has defined Real Madrid for over a century. Think for a moment about what this move could signify for our squad, for the team dynamics, and for the club's broader vision. This isn't just about filling a position or adding depth, it's about transforming the very DNA of the team in the years to come. It's about blending youth and experience, innovation and tradition, raw talent and strategic ambition into a cohesive unit capable of continuing Madrid's legacy of dominance. This is precisely the kind of signing that demonstrates the club's long-term planning, its commitment to nurturing players who grow in tandem with the club, who develop under the intense pressures and unique environment of the Santiago Bernabéu, and who eventually emerge not just as star players, but as legends whose names echo in the annals of Madridismo for decades. I want to open this conversation to all of you, the true heartbeat of Real Madrid, the fans, the Madridistas, the ones whose passion, loyalty, and insights breathe life into this club every single day. Imagine seeing Javi Guerra, a young and dynamic talent, donning the famous white shirt. Does the thought excite you? Do you believe that his style of play, his temperament, and his personality could thrive under the immense pressure, expectations, and glory that only the Bernabéu can provide? Can you envision his evolution as he trains alongside world-class teammates, under the guidance of elite coaches, in a club environment that challenges him to constantly push boundaries and redefine his limits? Your opinions matter, your voices matter. Every comment, every analysis, every emotion expressed in this discussion is vital because this is more than just a transfer rumor. It is a dialogue with the entire global Real Madrid family, a conversation about dreams, aspirations, and the future of a club that never stops striving for greatness. The transfer market is, without a doubt, a landscape filled with surprises, strategy, negotiation, and patience. Deals are not simply struck overnight. They require foresight, calculated risk, timing, and an understanding of how a player can integrate into a team both on and off the pitch. Yet, when Real Madrid identifies a talent who aligns perfectly with its philosophy, the club acts with a decisiveness, precision, and vision that have defined it throughout its illustrious history. Javi Guerra could very well become one of those stories that we remember for years as the beginning of a new era of triumphs, titles, and unforgettable nights at the Bernabéu. Picture him celebrating a last-minute goal in a Champions League final, contributing to a decisive play in El Clasico, or becoming a beacon of hope and inspiration for future generations of Madridistas. This is the type of narrative that makes Real Madrid more than a club, it makes it a legend. The potential arrival of Javi Guerra has already generated a storm of emotion and debate. Valencia fans, who have watched him grow into a symbol of talent, hope, and promise, are experiencing a complex mix of frustration and resignation, understanding that one of their brightest young stars could soon be leaving. In cities like Barcelona and Paris, this news has also sparked concern and disappointment, for Javi Guerra has made it abundantly clear that his ultimate dream is to wear the white jersey, to prioritize history, tradition, and the pursuit of sporting excellence over the allure of financial gain. This choice speaks volumes about his character, his ambition, and his understanding of what it truly means to play for Real Madrid. It is not merely about competing at the highest level, but about contributing to an ongoing story, a legacy that defines football itself. Madridistas, do not leave without liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell, because at El Madridista, we will continue to follow every detail of this potential signing, from the initial negotiations to the moment when the dream becomes reality. This unfolding story promises drama, strategy, excitement, and the unmistakable aura of greatness that only Real Madrid can deliver. Every report, every rumor, Every official update is a small chapter in a narrative that could be remembered and celebrated for decades. We are witnessing not just a potential acquisition, but a possible beginning of a transformative chapter in the club's ongoing saga of glory, ambition, and unparalleled success. Thank you for joining me in this exciting discussion, for sharing this anticipation, and for being an active part of this ongoing dialogue. Keep dreaming, keep believing, because at Real Madrid, nothing is impossible. Stories like the one potentially beginning with Javi Guerra remind us that the future can always be brighter, that ambition and talent meet tradition and history, and that each step forward is infused with magic, emotion, and the promise of greatness. Real Madrid is not merely a club, it is an experience, a heritage, and a living legend that invites each of us to dream bigger, cheer louder, and believe without limits. So, my fellow Madridistas, stay tuned, stay passionate, and never stop imagining the incredible chapters yet to come. HALA Madrid, and until next time, my friends, let us continue celebrating, debating, and dreaming together, for the future is as bright as our ambition, and the Bernabeu has many more nights of unforgettable football yet to witness.